Good morning, Fraser. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed on a Saturday morning. Some good news, actually. I checked the Weather Network again because Allie was chatting about it this morning and asked something. Anyway, I looked at it, and all the minus 12 and stuff for us is gone. So, and then she actually also came up with a fantastic idea. Instead of taking the arch completely off, why don't I just fold it down? Apparently, that was one of the selling points that I used on her to get the arch in the first place, but which is a brilliant idea. So originally it came from me, I guess, but she just reminded me of it.
Because you forgot 3 minutes after you told me.
I may have forgotten 3 minutes after she told me.
You did that, you little jerk.
Anyway, gotta go fight with the dogs, but yeah, we're up. We're gonna see what we need to do today. We've got to do a dump run today for sure. Still got to do the wiring and stuff on the trailer and the truck. I still may put the boat inside. Excuse me. I still may put the boat inside the garage for a week or so, just because it's going to be down to -4, -5, and if they're wrong and it goes deeper than that, then I don't want the boat outside. So, but I'm going to try and fold it down. Mark was growling at Allie because he's got something in his mouth, so I'm going to go and deal with him. Wish me luck. So, what Allie's talking about is these here, like just taking one off and then just bending it down. So it's a great idea. What I have to do is I have to twist these now because I didn't think about that when I set it up. So I've got to twist these back too, which I can do. I can loosen them. I can lift it up enough that I can play with these, and then I can do just that. Fold it down, and that would make very much the most sense. So that'll be a job for today once it gets above 0. Allie and I got into a pretty good argument this morning here just now. I say good because, I was sure I was right. She came downstairs and said something, a half sentence, like that I should have known what she was talking about. And I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. She's like, the arch. I said, you were right there. You were listening to me when I was talking about it, so you already know the answer to the question. And in fact, you responded to me. She's like, no, I didn't. I said, yeah, you did, and I have it on tape. I have proof that you spoke to me. Like, finally, I have this, right? Like, she's just totally wrong. She's like, prove it. So I'm like, fine. Upstairs we go. And we go upstairs, and I make her come up as well, because I don't want any, excuses about her changing her argument or anything like that. Like, nope. Sit down, I upload the video real quick, and I play it. Yeah, I was totally wrong. So it turned out to be a very bad argument for me. So what she had said, she did say it, but it was when she was in the kitchen, when we were chatting originally. And I guess her voice is so melodic to me that I just hear it constantly replaying in my mind all the time, right? And I just assumed that she had said it when I was outside. And so, yeah, one day I would like to be right. I would love to be right one day. All right, out of the boat, we're going to work on the arch here. And watch. So one of the reasons I wanted to do something with the arch is watch all the water that comes down from the rain. So I'm going to loosen the arch. I'm going to take these ones off. Do the other side. Wow, I just whacked my knee on the Little sawhorse, mini sawhorse. Not feel good. So what I need to do now is get into these side panels that I've made. Take them off, which is good because they need a good cleaning anyway for the year. They just do. These are a little cold, by the way, just so you know.
Okay.
Not quite sure how we're going to do it, but I got to tilt it just a little bit so I can get into the tender.
This is hot enough.
As hot as I need.
Oh, somebody got my armpit. But then you have to press that wider again.
Well, that's not a problem.
Having that in half and having like a bar to, so you'd only have to undo half when you want to do it.
I never thought I'd ever have to undo it, period.
It's raining.
It's raining.
Again.
Try again.
Up we go. Okay. Oh, that hurt.
A little higher.
I'm passing my height.
So right now, as it stands, the bottom one is like this, and the upper one is like this. The only way it's going to change is if it's front to back, like horizontal, and I can't do that. Looks like. Okay, I'm going to need to lift and tighten.
Good.
Yeah, that doesn't make me feel any better when you're going to stand on that, but...
Why? Better than... I'm only going to stand on the first step.
You go on this one, so do this portion. Once you get this portion done, I can help you with the rest.
Okay. Alright, ready?
Yep.
Way better.
I don't know why she didn't do that in the first place.
Oh my goodness. My toes just don't hold that kind of weight up.
Maybe coordination. Coordination would be good. Do you have any coordination spare?
No.
Apparently neither do I. So maybe what I need to do is take the top off and just deal with the sides.
Or loosen the top so that you can stretch it. And that way you don't have to try and put that together later because it's not fitting. If you keep it all together, everything stays fitting.
It's still on an angle, right?
Which way is the angle going? Like that? From the front.
Yeah.
What makes that angle?
Well, what I got is I got the boat gunnel is on this angle, and this comes up on this angle. Here and here. So I've got opposing angles. So in theory, if I put a wedge of rubber underneath that to angle it.
Underneath or?
Underneath. That would work.
If you take the bolts out and you move this wider, it's still going to do that though, because it's going to drop down.
Mm-hmm. The angle's the same. The only way to fix it is to so I have to nullify one of the angles. And the only one I can nullify is this one. Potentially, if I have the rubber.
So it would just fit that.
It basically would just lean this back this way, right? It would be like the pieces of rubber that I got on the motor, right?
Yeah.
Exactly the same thing, but as a wedge.
Everything's loose now. Careful.
Everything's loose.
Everything is loose now. As you still hold on to it to get yourself down. Sorry. It never ends, Kat. It never ends. Need a garbage bag? Oh, okay. We've got like the black garbage bag if you need it. If you put it in a black garbage bag, then they'll never know what's in there, and then you can just dump it in the garbage. I didn't say that. But I mean it. Fraser, don't tell anybody I said that.
We're going to go to Lorco. I need a big piece of rubber that I can cut. I need two. One for each side, because the problem I've got, I know you can probably hear it, but the angle of the gunnel is on a bit of an angle to the outside, and this is on an angle to the inside, so I've got opposing angles, so now I've got a bolt that's trying to go down into a hole that's going up. And it's a pain. So we're going to go to Lorco, no, not Lorco, we're going to go to Napa.
Okay.
We're going to go to Napa, see if we can't find something. Again, simple jobs, right? 1, 2.
Just do it already. Drama. And this is the selling point that he used for me to say okay to this silly arch in the first place.
Which she loves.
I like. I'm okay when it's off too. Quite happy.
The problem is getting down might be a bit of a challenge, but...
Well, you know. You should. If you were a gentleman, you would have let me down first.
I would have. Why is this? Can you watch out for a second?
You told me to back up.
No, I did, but I wanted to know why this is now. Why is this now?
Because it's all hooked up. What are you expecting it to do? So in the end, probably would have been quicker just to pull it off.
Yeah, but this was way easier.
But he'll be able to fold it down now.
Well, that's the thing. I got him in the right spot now. It's good. Right? I'm in the right spot.
You're welcome for the, reminder.
And yesterday was so boring on the video that they needed something that was, a little more...
Spicy?
Something to keep them awake kind of thing, right? Yeah. Did it keep you awake today, Fraser?
The bonus is the camera was off when I was doing sketchy things, so it's,
Which was really unfortunate.
totally not real. Never happened.
Where did that one go?
The bolt?
Yeah. There it is.
Wow. Can I put this down yet?
I don't know why you're still holding.
I'm not even looking at you anymore. I was looking at scenery. Oh, I guess you were there. Never mind. His head was there.
You were looking at scenery. The entire world was looking at this, so
I was looking at the snow on the mountain. Okay, my hands are cold.
Yeah. I'm waiting for you to get down. Kind of thing, right?
I don't know how to get down now.
I don't know how to get down either.
I'm going with the kneel approach instead of the step approach.
Okay.
That's a Sikaflex.
You didn't.
I didn't, but I'm probably going to.
No.
Wow.
Okay. Here you
I
go.
lived. That's all that matters.
All that matters.
Don't jump.
Not that jump.
Don't get
I
Sikaflex.
don't like to slip and fall.
Don't slip and fall. Danger, Will Robinson.
Yeah.
One leg at a time might be better.
How could go wrong?
I can list it if you like. I gotta get changed. You need to wipe that little mustache that you have on your face off.
I have a mustache.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not putting this in right now?
No.
Okay.
Are you kidding me? Okay. Filming.
Okay. Are you paying attention to me, or you got that thing sitting down, or what?
Nope, I'm holding it.
No, let's set it down somewhere. Set it over on the cupboards and that by all the liquids.
Well, I've found a place.
Okay, when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I think I'm a little bit too far over to the port side. What do you think?
What's the port side?
This
Left?
here?
Oh. Yeah, a little bit towards. You can probably do it, but you only have to move over a smidge.
How's that?
That looks good. Looks good. Now,
What was that?
oh dang, your aerial's up, babe.
Up to this far?
Like I recorded till it was here.
It's all good.
Still recording?
It is still recording.
Maybe I didn't record them.
So she's in there. She's in the garage.
I might not have recorded.
It's recording. So it's there. So I got room. It's all good. One slight little snag, but I forgot when I drove in and I drove up to it. I saw the VHF antenna sticking up, and I went, I got to get that down. And then I went around and I opened up the door, and went to go and deal with the trailer tongue and all that sort of stuff and the hitch, and I totally forgot. So I didn't break anything by the looks of it. It just hit and it moved it a little bit, but it was fine. So it's on one of those systems that I can raise it and lower it. So we're in here. We're in the warmth, so we're good. I got the heater on. We're good. Now I got to get Allie food because she's a little bit cranky.
Missed lunch. Now dinner time.
She's cranky. Hey, buddy. So, it seemed like it was going to be a couple of simple jobs today. As usual. Yeah, the arch was a bit of a pain just because I didn't have the forethought when I put it on in the first place to know what I wanted to do, to be able to, lower it down like I did. So that took a little bit, but that's fine. It's done now, and it's done the way that I want it to be done, and it will assist me in the future, for being easy to put in the garage. So now it's not nearly as big a thing. I can pull it up, fold it up, pull it out of the garage, fold it up, and put a couple of bolts in, and we're good to go, right? So, so I'm glad I took the time to do it. But yeah, it was a bit of a pain. I apologize. We lost a ton of video. I don't know why, but there was a bunch of video that we lost in between where we went to get the rubber pieces, and when I was putting or folding down the arch. It wasn't until we folded down the arch that Allie realized that we weren't, actually recording. So what had happened is we went out to Napa and tried to find something there, like a vehicle piece of rubber or something, some sort of vulcanized rubber. They didn't have anything. So then I thought, okay, something like a truck mat, like for the back of a truck. And so we wound up going to Canadian Tire, and we wound up finding some stair treads. So it was about, it's about 3/4 of an inch thick kind of thing, right? And it was solid, no holes in it. So it had some texture to it, but it was fine. And I thought that was perfect. And for $10, can't go wrong for $10, right? So I brought it home, pulled out about a 2.5 inch hole saw, and drilled out 2 chunks, a couple of round chunks like this, and then I took them on the belt sander and I was basically pushing them on an angle so that I could make the one edge would be flat and the other edge would be like a wedge, right? And so and it's not easy to do that on that bench grinder or the bench sander. And there was a couple times where it started to go, it started to flip out on me. So I pushed down harder, and of course it flips out anyway, and then I just grind my fingers into the bench sander. It's a shame, man. I had that on video, or the angle was perfect, but unfortunately the camera wasn't working. So, but yeah, I did that about 3 times, so it's good. I've totally shaved off all my fingerprints now, so that's fine. And then did the same thing again with there was it's like a large plastic washer that was already in and under those bases, and so I just kind of did the same thing. So it's a very thin piece. It was about maybe 3-4 mils, and I put it on the bench grinder again, or the bench sander, and did the same thing and kind of turned it into a slight wedge kind of thing, right? So that when I put it on, what was going on is I had the angle here for the gunnels, and then I had the base for the gunnel then was sitting this way, right? And then the arch was sitting this way. So I had this angle that I just couldn't do anything with. So what I've done is I've beefed up the angle of the gunnels where the base goes, so that now it's sitting like this, and the arch comes down and sits in nicely like that as well. So I'm hoping that will solve that problem in perpetuity. It's a very fancy word that I heard somewhere, and I'm not really sure what it means, but I'm going to use it anyway. So anyway, got the arch folded down and backing in, and then hear this big snap, and I'm like, no. But again, fortunately, it was just the VHF antenna, which they're not cheap, but you know, it's got that. It's got a dial on it to kind of tighten it up into place, and so I just basically hit it 1 notch. So I loosened it up, folded it down, and it still works fine. The cables are all good and intact, so there's no worries that way. So now it's warm. I didn't get any of the wiring done today though, for the trailer or for the truck for that matter. And, you know, out running around trying to find the stair tread, well, the rubber that turned out to be the stair tread. And I'm telling you, man, cutting that hole with the hole saw and then putting that thing on a bench sander, man, vulcanized rubber is just nasty, nasty stuff. Oh, and then so I'm taking off on the starboard side of the boat, so on the right side of the boat. I'm taking the base off for the arch, and as I'm doing it, I'm ratcheting the nut off, the nylock off the thing, and the nylock, I can feel it come off, and I'm just like, oh no. The nylock stayed in the ratchet that I had, but there's a little plastic washer again that I know went tink, 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 down inside somewhere. I was like, no! Because it wasn't metal, and I don't know whether it was needed to be plastic or whatever it happened to be, but it was just like, there's no way we're going to get that. So I had Allie look for that for a while, and she couldn't find it. And as while she comes back in and tells me she can't do it, I'm cleaning up with the vacuum and stuff, right? And cleaning all the little bits of black rubber all over the place. And I was just like, huh, we could use that. If I put some sort of a strainer in the vacuum, in the shop vac, then potentially we can just, you know, try and suck it up. And then I thought, well, why do that? Just take out the vacuum bag, make sure the bucket's closed and clean. Sure enough, Allie goes out there with a clean bucket with the hose, or with the vacuum, and she finds it, no problem at all. She found a little bit of other junk in there too, which is good, because it kind of cleaned it up. But so we got the washer back, and it all went back together well. I'm very happy with the way it is. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to look at it wrong right now. Everything's fine. It's a little bit difficult to get in and out of the boat with it there. You know, beyond that, it's fine. It's there. I can get up and inside. I can open it up. I can clean it up. I can do all the stuff that I want to get done to it before the continuation of the new year. because it's not going to be the start of the new fishing season. We're still continuing on with it's the new year, but it's still the 2023-2024 fishing season, because the licenses go from April to April, right? So we're able to keep fishing, and I can sit in the boat and work on it. And you know what? I may even sit in the boat because I like the boat. The boat's my happy place. I may sit in the boat and play my mandolin, and I'll put it on video. I'm working on a new song, but it's a bit of I'm struggling trying to get the strum on it, but I'm working on it. So I'll have another one for you in a few days. But so, buddy, I wanted to share with you tonight out of Old Testament, the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verses 1 to say 10. So this is Ezekiel writing. The hand of the Lord was upon me, and he brought me out by the Spirit of the Lord and set me in the middle of a valley. It was full of bones. He led me back and forth among them, and I saw a great many bones on the floor of the valley, bones that were very dry. He asked me, Son of man, can these bones live? I said, Sovereign Lord, you alone know. Then he said to me, Prophesy to these bones, and say to them, Dry bones, hear the word of the Lord. This is what the Sovereign Lord says. To these bones I will make breath enter you, and you will come to life. I will attach tendons to you, and make flesh come upon you, and cover you with skin. I will put breath in you, and you will come to life. Then you will know that I am the Lord. So I prophesied as I was commanded. And as I was prophesying, there was a noise, a rattling sound, and these bones came together, bone to bone. I looked, and tendons and flesh appeared on them, and skin covered them, but there was no breath in them. Then he said to me, Prophesy the breath. Prophesy, Son of man, and say to it, This is what the Sovereign Lord says. Come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe into these slain, that they may live. And I prophesied as he commanded me, and breath entered them. They came to life and stood on their feet, a vast army. God can bring life out of apparent death. What looks to be sure and absolute simple death, God can bring life. If we jump ahead to Romans 8:28, says, And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. So God can bring absolute life and blessing out of death and cursing. Again, it comes down to, it's a matter of us accepting it. It starts with accepting Jesus and his death on the cross for our sins. But once you accept that, you accept God's blessing. And God can turn what looks to be death into life. I believe that figuratively. I believe that spiritually. And I believe that physically as well. God can do all of those things. Short word tonight, but nonetheless. Everybody, love you. Miss you. God loves you. I look forward to seeing you soon. And I will post more tomorrow.